Well, thank you everybody for coming. I'm going to give you a little talk. It's a talk that we did in New York recently. And it's using two terms. It's using a luxury term, but it's also hospitality, where a lot of the inspiration comes from for some of the multi-unit residential work that not only we do, but seems to be a driving force for a lot of the inspiration from multi-unit residential work from a lot of other designers as well. So just a little backstory on us. We are a design firm based here in Toronto. Started off about 16, 17 years ago as 3 people. My partners Alan and Anwar. We were Precipice Studios for several years, and then we had a brief stint as designers on TV. So we were on HGTV as designer guys, which we try to put behind us as much as possible. And now we're a fairly decent-sized firm with 30 people. We have been working all over the world right now, and even though we work in several categories, I've put up just examples of our multi-unit residential and our hospitality and hotel projects. Most of our hotel projects we're working on are throughout Europe right now. So we thought it might be an interesting point to take some, that slide's a little weird, but some inspiration from there. This is Isidore Sharp has a good quote: luxury by definition means that appears to be the best of whatever it represents. It's a word that raises people's expectations, whether talking about clothing for people or locations for people to live. And based on that, we started thinking, okay, what is luxury? What does luxury mean to different categories? For us, we had to break it down into different chunks. Looking at David Sherwin's example, we have old lux, new lux, eco-lux, indie lux, and a term that we like called shift lux, which we've really been working in. I'll kind of go through each one of these different categories. Here we put it up as a reference to automobiles. Everyone seems to have a good gravity towards that. Old luxury is a term that I think most people understand. It's probably the most used term of luxury. It's the very conservative, the formality, really talks to the boomer generation. We've again picked up some references from the Traveler of that era. This type of luxury is based in formality. It's the Regal Spaces, the historic spaces. It's most commonly understood in the design community as what luxury typifies. In this case, the Waldorf Astoria, the Great Gatsby. For us, when we're looking at that, how do you take that hospitality and that hotel model? We start looking at different methods of bringing that in. And so there's current examples of what we're doing, the Soho House in Toronto, which is a very urban and very new space, which really takes some historic draws. Some of the very formal spaces with the bathrooms at Teddington, and then doing hybrid mashups like we're doing at the Perry. New luxury is, I guess, the second most understood category of luxury. This is really, in this case, it's your business traveler. It's all about materials, it's about brands, it's about brand association, being with Prada, being with Gucci. And it's really about the Gen Xers, and that kind of the wealth that the Gen Xers have derived. The way the hospitality world is treating that right now is in spaces like this, like the Hiltons, the St. Regis in China, the Mandarin Oriental in Barcelona. And it's all about creating these experiences and these wow points. A lot of times you see this kind of luxury, again, because brand association, being done through the placement of art and the placement of location. For us, we're using these cues in places like the Cumberland, which you can see up there, in terms of the materiality and stuff we're doing for different spas and so forth, and then also on Yorkville, where you really have that elevated luxury of the connection from inside to outside, really capitalizing on the location of the space. Sorry, I'll flip over here. Now we're kind of moving to a little bit of the less known or less explored terms, especially in multi-unit residential. EcoLuxury or EcoLux is really taking off in the hospitality sector. It took off a little bit earlier in the fashion sector, but it's really starting to grab hold in the hospitality sector, and we forecast this will start really playing in heavy into the hospitality world, or sorry, the multi-unit residential world. It's about your adventure, your emerging travel. Here we've got some projects from Norway we're looking at. The Faro Partnerships project up in Bruce Peninsula, this hotel, this Itera hotel. There is the project that was in a quarry there from China, which is a $5.5 million, or $500 million project. And then our projects, we're doing projects in Costa Rica. One of the projects we did for IDS, which really takes advantage of using local materials where at all possible, and really touch the touch points of adventure and kind of the connection between inside and outside. Indie luxury is possibly, for the hospitality world, the biggest thing that's been happening right now. It is really talking to and starting to talk to the Millennial traveler. And the Millennial is everything to do with the hospitality world right now. Spaces like Alexander Colwyn's the Ace Hotel, both in LA and in New York. These spaces are really becoming public realms where they're open to the community. They really exemplify a lot of energy, but also a lot of wealth and luxury in their own right. We're doing spaces like this as well. We're doing a project in Miami. Again, another reference from Soho House, where we're taking spaces that are typically just open spaces for one user group and trying to make them a luxurious experience for the millennial type of traveler. That has a lot to do with having spaces for people to work, the plugins, the phone, as somebody was mentioning earlier. And then the newest category that we're really exploring, and I don't know if it has any direct crossovers right yet to multi-unit residential, is this category we're dubbing as shift luxury. And shift luxury is really taking Isidore Sharp's idea of being the best of what you can be. And so what we've been doing in this whole idea of shifting luxury from the traditional categories to the more democratized level is in this group of hostels that we're doing throughout Europe. So these are all urban youth hostels or urban hostels, where the elevation of taking something from one category and really heightening the experience of what that is and making it something that is luxurious to a whole group that hasn't experienced it yet. So this is Barcelona. The first project was Venice, and this is Barcelona, where you can see even the programming, the curation, the art that's coming into the suites is becoming a very important driving factor for creating that sense of luxury. Thanks.